Well, hello YouTube, this is the Badass Mojo, and today I'll be going over things that you can do with Ash that new players might not know about. So, I think everyone is going to get free Ash Prime because I read somewhere by Rebecca that if you logged in within the past 7 days, you might get a free Ash Prime. So basically everyone is going to get free Ash Prime. I'm not sure if it's like fan-made or something. Hopefully it is not. If so, then here is a bunch of things that you can do with Ash Prime that new players might not know about. Okay, so I'm going to go over the regular Ash kit and a little bit of tricks that you can do. I've done this in front of people and they were surprised and they were like, how am I doing this? I taught this one kid, he was like, wait. And then he taught his other friend and then they kept talking about it in the party. I was in the party with them. So yeah, let's go over his regular kit and show you what it can do. So I'm going to spawn a bunch of enemies and see what happens. Okay, so his regular ability, the first ability, is the typical fire thingy. Like if you press it, it'll just use it. For example, Ember's first ability, or I don't know, Oberon's first ability, like a projectile based abilities. Like the first ability is always something like that. So he fires these shurikens that guarantee a slash proc and they make enemies bleed or take slash damage over time. It is really effective against like really low level enemies, like level 1 to 30, I would say. It will just melt them instantly. But later on, it will just start doing like bleed damage and proc them with like bleed procs, which is good-ish, but without the augment mod, it is not the best ability. The augment mod allows you to strip all the armor away from the enemy, making them really vulnerable to damage, and you can do that by using the augment mod, which I don't have equipped on this Warframe right now. So this is his first ability. His second ability is Smoke Screen, basically Loki's invisibility, but with a smoke grenade. Also, it knocks people back a little, and it sometimes allows you to do a finisher. I'm not sure though. I've done a finisher when people are stunned. However, I'm not like guaranteeing it because of it. So you can do this and knock back a lot of enemies if you have a little bit of range. And also, it's a really cool like smoke grenade effect, similar to like how Batman does his. So yeah, or any ninja would. So this is his second ability, invisibility basically. He has this synergy between his second ability and the fourth ability, which I will go over later on. So, yeah, his third ability is a teleport, similar to Loki. However, this teleport can be done with anything that has a health bar. So, you can do it with a container, camera, like, basically anything. Enemies. You can't do it with people who are invincible, for example, the Guardians. Unless they are out of the invincibility, they cannot be teleported to. So anything that has like the invincibility aura on them, you cannot teleport to them. Other than that, anything with a health bar, you will be able to teleport. Fences, you name it, you can teleport to it. So yeah, so he can also do a finisher if he does it. If he does the the teleport to the enemy, you can do a finisher attack instantly by pressing circle. So that's his third ability. His fourth ability is my favorite ability in the whole game, I would say, which is mark and then release the clones. Basically, he marks a bunch of enemies and then a bunch of clones come out. This is like his after reworked ability. His first ability used to be you just press it and it will start like do finisher attacks onto anybody in a huge radius. But now you had to individually mark a person because they wanted to make it more like team friendly, because when you marked when you use the ability, you would not be able to get out of it unless everybody died. And it would have taken a lot of time for you to get out, because if a level 100 enemies there and you mark them, it's going to take them like a million stabs to die. So they made it so where you could do your game and mark the enemies. That way you could like protect your allies. If somebody's down, you can pick them up and stuff. So when you mark the enemies, you hover with your cursor over them, or hold it on, they'll mark on to them like slowly. But if you want to do it faster, just do this a couple of times, and then you'll mark them. And when you reactivate this ability, clones will start attacking. And if you look, my clone is really slow because I have negative attack speed on this weapon, my secondary. It is not the most negative attack speed I have, but it is still it's like 35%. This is one of the things I wanted to show to people. I've been trying to tell people about it for like, I'd say, like 4 videos now. But anyway, your attack speed can affect the animation of the clones. So, if I put out a weapon with negative 85% attack speed, you'll see the difference. Compared to like the one that I have with 35%. This is the 35% one, and this is the negative 85% one. So, let's go over it. And by the way, Riven's attack speed also affects it. So if you have a Riven with high attack speed, it'll make it really fast. I'll show you guys that too. If you have a Riven with negative attack speed, this will also affect it. So you can try it out with anything with attack speed. So if you look, this is way slower than what it was earlier. And I have a way faster one. And the reason why I do this is because it looks cool, to me at least. And also, it can stun lock the enemy. That way you can reload or you can do whatever you want. It is really annoying to people who are playing with you because they can't kill the enemy. But, like, while they're trying to kill them, they could see the animation and probably find it cool as well. That's why I use it, because I want it to look cool. Anyway, so that was his 4th ability. There is a synergy between his 2nd ability and 4th ability. So when you do go invisible, your energy cost is lower compared to the usual mark. Every mark costs you energy, and if you are invisible, it will cost you less. And another thing you can do with this is if you have Arcane Trickery, which is a arcane, if you do a finisher attack on the enemy and he dies, you will go invisible for 20 seconds. This can be triggered with your clones. So if my clone kills one of these guys with the like the damage itself, not the tick damage, but the damage itself, he will go or make me go invisible for 20 seconds. So I don't know if it's gonna trigger any of them, but it can happen. There we go. I went invisible for 20 seconds. I have 2 arcane trickery sets, so I have 20% out of 200% chance. So 20 out of 200 chance of going invisible per enemy. So you can go invisible for free, basically, with your arcane trickery. Another thing you can do with Ash Prime or Ash in regular is when you are marking people, when you release your clones, you can join the clones. This is how his 4th ability used to work, but they changed it to, again, you'll be able to like help your teammates out and stuff. But if you want to join the clones and watch the cinematic cutscene, you can. So, if you mark everybody, and if you want to join them, all you have to do is use your 3rd ability to teleport to somebody, and then you'll see all this cinematic animation and stuff. Another thing you can do with this, I don't have another ally with me right now. You can, and I experiment with everything regarding Ash. If you have an Atlas and you want to freeze his clones, turn on the friendly fire allies, and when he's doing the finisher animation, you can just stop him by freezing him or stoning him, and you'll see all the clones just frozen. That's one way to do it. Another way you can do it is using Gara's thingy, to where they, if they hit it, they'll just freeze. That's another way you can do. Stop the clones in the middle of their action, which looks pretty cool, by the way. I've been doing it with friends and like making them like look like they were all like so shocked when I did it to their warframes. Like I would mark a bunch of enemies, and I'll tell them because they have Ash and they don't know a lot about Ash, so I'll be like, mark these enemies and go over there, so that way I don't stone you guys. And when I tell them to release it, they release it, and then I stone the clones. So that way you could see how the clones are doing in the middle of the animation. You could come around and check them out and see how they look. They show everything that is on you. For example, your little equipments that you have on your side, even your Sindana, your weapons sometimes. It looks pretty cool. And that's another thing you can do. So, yeah, these are a bunch of things you can do with Ash that you might have not know about. And yeah, let me know in the comments below if you guys like Ash so far. Feel free to subscribe to this channel. That will help me out a lot. And yeah, oh, also, I forgot to tell you guys about the positive attack speed. So this is my Riven with a huge amount of attack speed, or positive attack speed, I would say. Again, attack speed on your melee weapon affects the animation of the finisher attacks. So if you look at my attack speed, it is 65% plus 45%. So that's like 100 and like, I'd say 109%, which is really, really fast. So let me simulate a bunch of enemies and show you how fast this is compared to what I was doing earlier. Oh, I forgot to get some energy. Alright, so if I mark these guys, they're going to be dead in no time. If I mark everybody and release it, this is way, way faster than what I had earlier. So, again, attack speed affects your animation for your finisher attacks with the clones. So, if you guys want to have a fast one, have a fast Riven and the Fury, take off your spoil strike. But if you want to have a slow one like I do, have the negative attack speed and look cool while you're doing it. So, feel free to subscribe to this channel. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. And yeah, goodbye.